Let's stop the game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a second enemy now, so that when I am on the second level, this one, I have got a different enemy, and he's going to go through these items here, if you remember how we did that last time. So I'm going to try and do that as quickly as I can. So I need to get a new sprite. I think that's nice. There we go. And I'm going to call him enemy 2. And I'm going to give him a different costume. I'll get the second costume. Going right. Okay, that's nice. I'm then going to edit it. Now, this has got a lot of white in here, so I'm hoping that when I choose to paint, it doesn't change the whites there. It doesn't, so that's good. And again on this one, I need to edit him. Paintbrush. There we go. And obviously shrink him down to a useful size. And I'm probably going to start him about here and have him move across these blocks here. So I need to go back onto this maze and dig some holes. So if I go to the costume, edit the costume, zoom right out. There we go. If you remember, I wanted to start here. So I get the rectangle and fill that with the transparent colour. If I give him a path through here, okay, that looks a lot better. Now I can move him into position. I may have to shrink him down a little bit. Now I'm going to change the code for him. It's going to be very similar to enemy 1's code. So if I just get enemy 1 up, I can just copy and drop all of this code onto enemy number 2. There you go. So I've dropped the 3 blocks onto enemy number 2. So I've got them here, and there's a few changes I've got to make. The first one is his starting position, and if we take a look at the go-to, it is minus 119.15. I didn't put it in here. I put it here. So that's not very good. We need to change that. But for the time being, let's just put that in. Minus 119.15. Minus 119.15. So that's not too good. We just want it in one place. And if you remember how we did that in a variable, we made a variable and we called it start x for this sprite only, and we had a variable start y for this variable only, for this sprite only. It ticks out in the box. I'll take the tick out of the box of level for the time being so it doesn't appear on there. And then I can set the start x. Let's put it as one of the first things I do. Start x and the start, whoops, and the start y to minus 119.15. Now I'm going to have to change that on enemy 1 as well. I shall do that shortly. So now I can just put start x in there, start y in there, start x in there, start y in there. I'm not going to need these as they are, but we'll deal with that later. Now I've got the movement, these 2 blocks to change. So this time I'm going to want a left and a right. Okay, so if I make a variable left for this sprite only, and if I make a variable right for this sprite only, now notice when I copied, I also had up and down. I can delete variables here, so I can delete down and I can delete up. And I'm hoping that when I go to the enemy, those two haven't been deleted. And also, I haven't got a right or a left. Can you see that very, very tiny line there? Everything above that line is for all sprites. Everything below that is just for this particular sprite. So I've got to make sure that I've got everything just for this particular sprite, which I have. I've got a moving, so I can get rid of that up, I can get rid of that down, that up, get rid of that down. So I can set moving to, let's have him going right to begin with, and set right to 0, set left to 1. Doesn't really matter what values they are. That's good. Set the moving to right. So if moving is right, oops, I've swapped them over. Doesn't really matter, but let's keep it logical. If moving is right and touching the maze, that's good. And if moving is left and touching the maze, that's good. Switch costume to enemy to left. Switch costume to enemy to right. Let's take that up. So if he's moving right and touching the maze, I need to make him turn around and switch costume, or set moving to left. And on this one I need to set the moving to right. This is quite complicated, but we're only doing this for one. The other thing we need to change is this change Y by and change Y by here. So we need to change these two. Not easy to change that. You have to drag those two out, then drag the single one out. Put those two back in. Then drag those two out, drag the single one out, and put those back in. Now what we want to do is, instead of having a Y, we need X. So if I go back to motion, change X, let's get 2 out, change X by speed, and change X by speed. There's 1, we can get rid of the Y's. Let's think which one we've got to put it in. If I'm moving right and touching the maze, then I need to bounce him a little bit to the left. So I need the -1 there. And obviously I need the 1 there. Now, I need these as well. Okay. So if I am moving right, and the other one is if I'm moving left. So I've got to do the speed times -1, but not the Y value. I've got to do the X value. Change X by, and this one change X by. Wow, that was a lot of changes to be made on that one. So let's hope that when we start it all up it works. What I'm going to do is get rid of these two, and we're going to see a problem. We're going to see a very, very big problem. So let's go back to variables, take the ticks out of those boxes. I'm actually going to save my work. There we go. And now I'm going to run the program, and you'll see what the problem is. Ooh, that was a problem. Let's get the maze back to level 1. That was the first problem. Let's run it, and there we have it. We don't want this one to appear on this level. This is level 1. We only want the one going up and down. We want him to appear on level 2. Also, when we started the game, it actually stayed on level 2. It didn't go to level 1. So we're going to have to do some work around managing levels. So bear with me, we'll stop the game and deal with that in the next video.